Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Brian with Games Under Pressure, bringing you a look at Laserlife. Now, Laserlife is a brand new rhythm game with a very bizarre story. And instead of trying to explain what the story is to you, you know what? I think I'm just going to read you the description of this game, okay? You ready? Remember what it means to be a human in this interactive biography of a dead astronaut found in deep space by future intelligences who have no concept of humankind. With technology far beyond human comprehension, the discoverers of the astronaut use lasers to build physical replicas of the astronaut's long-dead memories in hopes to understand what the strange creature was and why they are floating through space alone. By controlling dual lasers with both analog sticks, players will collect memory molecules scattered around the mysterious spaceship, harmonize the astronaut's memories within the astronaut's metaphysical plane, warp back to reality through the astronaut's subconscious, avoiding mental blocks, energize the dead astronaut so it can create physical manifestations of its memories. Laserlife is meant to be played in one sitting, so turn down the lights, turn up the volume, and get lost in this existential adventure about what it means to be human. So that is a mouthful, that's a lot, but basically what you're trying to do is resurrect this dead astronaut's memories. I think that's a really cool idea, and to be totally honest with you, Laserlife was not on my radar at all until I read the description when I was looking at the upcoming game releases, and the description did so much for me, I actually bought the game sight unseen, just because I think it's that cool of an idea. Gameplay-wise, unfortunately, the gameplay isn't as unique as the story is, which is a disappointment. Gameplay-wise, it's very similar to the game Entwined on the PS4. What you do is you use a controller. A controller is required. You use a controller, and the left thumbstick and the right thumbstick each control one of these lasers. And what you have to do is navigate each laser into one of these orbs or another target. You'll see that they do change. And as you're going into one of those objects, you have to hit the left trigger or the right trigger. You usually hit the triggers in time with the sort of generic techno soundtrack in the background. So if you get into a rhythm, you get into a groove, it actually becomes a little bit easy. Each of these levels is comprised of 3 parts, one of which is always unique. So this is the first part, and the first part always looks sort of the same. You're always getting the orbs, you're always sort of in this space landscape with these weird structures and things like that. This is pretty much always the same. Now, the next phase, which I'll show you in a minute here, that is always different. So that is more of a hands-on approach to the dead astronaut's memories. So you start to see little flashes of memories here and there, and the whole level takes place within one of those memories, which is really cool. This right here is the third such memory. It really shows off the dynamic levels, and it's sort of cool. So you are in this guy's memories right now, and you see all these different objects that have some sort of significance for him in his life, and they sort of float around and everything, and very clearly here water has something to do with it. And by the end of this memory, you have a better idea of what it has to do with this guy's memory, but it's actually pretty cool, and you can start to see underneath appear in real time. So it's building as you're going through, and you can see it's starting to get more and more complete. It's a very cool effect, and like I mentioned, I'm not going to get into spoiler territory here by showing you all of these, because that would ruin a lot of what makes the game unique. It would almost ruin everything that makes the game unique. So I'm going to let you discover those on your own, but I thought this was sort of a cool memory to show you, to give you an idea of what some of these include. And for the most part, they're all pretty different. They're all sort of the same in structure. I mean, you'll see things floating around that have meaning to him in all of these, but the environment will be a little bit different, and the object that you are attempting to recover and physically manifest in this world will be at the end. And you can see here, well, it's a house. So it's a very, very cool effect, and seeing what the next level is and seeing these memories be uncovered is part of the fun of the game. Right now we're going into the third phase, and the third phase, instead of collecting items, you actually have to avoid these red triangles. Unfortunately, this is not really unique to any of the memories, so like the first part, it's going to be the same every single time. So if you're talking about these 3 different phases, the first phase is going to be the same, roughly the same all the way throughout. The second phase, the actual physical manifestation of the memory phase, is going to be unique. And then the third phase, which is just avoiding all of those triangles, is going to be the same. So out of 3 different phases, 1 is unique, 2 are not. And personally, I would have liked to see all 3 phases be a little bit unique, but you know, it's a short game, it's a budget game. You can't fault them too much for that. But yeah, overall, you know, I think it has a lot of personality. I like the story, I like the concept, and I think I actually like the concept a little bit more than I like the execution. I think the gameplay is very average, a little bit generic. It's got some you know, traits of amplitude. It's very, very, very similar to the game Entwined. But, you know, overall, I think it is fairly decent. I think it's a $15 game on sale if you buy it right now on the PC, PS4. Overall, I think it's good. You know, for a budget game, I think it's fine. You'll enjoy it for... I heard the game lasts for about an hour and a half, depending on how quickly you play through it. So you have to determine if that's a good value for you or not. $15, if it lasts you an hour and a half, is that okay? And I have a feeling that's going to determine your chances of liking this game. So yeah, overall, I would recommend it. It's very unique in terms of the story, in terms of some of the things that they do, not so unique in others. But yeah, overall, it's sort of fun. So if you like this video, I'd ask that you subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. That's going to allow me to keep bringing you videos like this in the future. I appreciate every single subscription. And thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this game if you're playing in the comments below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you next time.